Okay, let's set our root to logout because this application is not logout, and also we'll set our root to redirect if it is login guest user, either it is a authenticated user. So first we have to set our logout. We have to go to our partials first, and partial, and we have a navbar, and in navbar, so here is a logout, and we have to define a root which is logout, and we can see in our root, so PHP artisan root list, and it will show you the root of your. So root is using a method post, and it is a logout. So root root name is logout, and it goes to a controller's auth logging controller and logout method. So where from it comes, let's deep dive into our login controller. So login controller using authenticated user. So let's see, control C copy, control P, and paste control V, and we'll find our authenticate rate. So which is first one is show the login form, and here is the login request that we submit from our login form. So the request will come and it is validating, and if not, this show the error. So, and in bottom, so we have a logout function. So when we use the root logout, it goes to a login controller, add its logout method. So this method will be used. So it will take the request, and this guard will call the function logout and request the session invalidate. So it will remove the session and will log out and return to the root directory. So root of the your directory. Okay. So in a nav, and where is nav? Here, and let's set our root logout root, which is logout, control S to save, and this root will goes to our root login controller at logout method. Okay, refresh, and let's check logout. So logout, so method not allowed exception. So method not allowed exception. So we have to define a method in our web root. So come to our web root, and here let's define a root for logout get method, because it will get request will use, and it will be a log out. See in browser, so logout drag / logout. So logout will go to the auth. Under auth we have a login controller, login controller, and the method will be used log out, and we will set its root name to log out and close the statement. So in a login, where is a login controller in a trade, so we are using a logout method. Okay, let's come back, refresh, and come to logout. So the application will be log out and it will redirect to our login page. So log in one more time and see, we will log out. Okay, now let's come to our, this is now login and log out is completed, and navbar, so home controller. Okay, in a web, so by default when we in our root directory, so we are accessing a welcome page, and now we will redirect to our, at root directory we will show our login form, and when we read our log out, we will redirect back to login. So how we can achieve this task? So we have to remove this one because we are not returning this time welcome, return welcome view. So we will create, our own root here, which is a root directory. So root, and it will be a get request, and if it is a root, so we will use a closure function, and closure function, so let's close this, sorry, this statement. So closure function, so if this condition, and if this, or if this condition, so in the first condition we will check if the user is guest, so it will redirect to login. If it is authenticated user, so if it has authenticated its credential, so then we will redirect to our home page. Okay, and so we will use auth facade, auth guest. If auth is guest, so do this, what, return redirect. So we can also use our redirect by using with the facade, redirect to login. And if auth, so check, so this is the auth facade helper function, check to check the user if it's at the far is credentials. So if this condition is true, if this condition is true, so we will return redirect, redirect to home. So it is redirecting to home URI. So control S to save, and let's check in our browser. So now this time the welcome page will not display. So hit refresh. So parse error, syntax error, unexpected redirect. Redirect return. Control S to save, refresh. So here now our root is now a login. So when we go to our localhost 8000, so default the welcome page now will not display, and it will show our login form. So when we logged in and logged out, so it will show our home page. So now login, now we are in our home page dashboard, and when we log out, so we will redirect to a login. So boom, that's great, cool. Maximum we have completed our the authentication process of login and logout, and we have set our dashboard, navbar, and so minor is left, that we have to set our error messages and some minor optimization, and further that we will definitely go start our application to develop this application. Okay, stay tuned.